Hello, my fellow concerned friends, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for showing up and supporting me and watching every single time I post. It genuinely means the world to me. And if you're new here, hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Out of all of these other videos you could have clicked on, you chose mine, and I am really thankful for that. Thank you so much. I hope that you stick around and you get something beneficial from my content. And I really think that you will today if you care about protecting children in general, but specifically protecting children whose parents aren't even protecting them online. I know I have a trigger warning already at the very beginning of this video, but as I often like to do, I want to give a verbal trigger warning. What we are talking about today is real. It's not a joke. I am genuinely flabbergasted. We are talking about a mother on TikTok who is accepting very specific video requests of her children from men online, knowing, in my opinion, full well what she is doing. I was tagged in one of these videos, and when I watched it, I genuinely was like, because sometimes I get tagged in content by parents who it's like, you shouldn't have posted that, but you can see that they had like pure intentions, like they didn't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? A little more grace there. Still, don't post your kids, and you better take it down as soon as you realize that there is something wrong with it, and actually just take down all posts of your kids in general. No, this was not it at all. She is taking videos of her children farting in, on, around, in different places, because that is what men in her comments are asking her to do. So when I watched this video, it started off with this child on the ground passing gas, except I think that they were using a TikTok sound. And then she had her daughter get up and sit on the bench and pretend like she was passing gas again. Had her daughter, coached her daughter to hike her leg up, really straining, passing gas, because that is what these people want to see. The video that I was tagged in has about 13,000 views with 219 likes, 64 saves, and 13 shares. Absolutely. As a mom, who do you think is saving and sharing that? Because it's really not that funny. It really is not that funny. But I want to direct us to the comments, which is going to be majorly what we're talking about in this video. It's, as a mom, horrifying. I don't understand parents who do not have any regard for their child's dignity, for their privacy. I am genuinely so floored. It is horrifying to me. Top 3 comments. Cool farting, real farts, please. Too funny. Stay fabulous, my friend. Now, like I said, I went through her entire account. I went all the way back to the very beginning, and in my opinion, she's always been weird. She's always been weird. I went through all of the videos on her account, just weird. Weird with her children, weird stuff that she posts. She is so weirdly, obsessed with male genitalia and puts that on her kids. This goes far beyond, in my opinion, from what I am seeing. I'm not making any accusations or anything. I'm just saying my observations and my opinion based off of that. There's something weird happening, in my opinion, because this goes far beyond simply oh, we're just a really close, tight-knit family. We just make really crude jokes, ha ha ha, blah blah blah. These kids are younger middle school aged kids. So already no, you should not be making any jokes that have innuendos with your kids. That's really inappropriate. I don't understand this, but just to give you a couple examples, I will take you through some of her earlier posts. Here's a post from 2025, and I have it cropped because, of course, she has her daughter in the photo, and her daughter is doing the biggest smile in the world because she's a kid and she thinks this is all funny and does not understand what is happening behind the scenes, specifically in the comments. It is horrible. But as you can see, there are pancakes in the shape of a phallic shape, obviously. And the whole joke was, oh, ha ha ha, you made a phallic. I don't know if I can say the P word. Okay, so I'm going to say phallic because YouTube is constantly riding my butt. See, I can't even say that. So I think you guys know what I'm talking about though. But then she puts over top of it, who's going to tell her she made a micro pancake? Why are we making these jokes? It's weird. Get some friends. Your kids are not your friends. You can be funny with your kids and you can be friends with your kids in the extent that you are there to support them, listen to them, not judge them. You should not be making or encouraging suggestive jokes between you and your child. That's very inappropriate and weird. And here's another post that she makes regarding phallic things. And it's just so weird that this is where her mind goes anytime like she sees these. Like, this is a child's decoration. This is an Easter bunny. Dude, like, why is your brain going there? And especially makes it worse because she has, in quotation marks, Mom, why does the Easter bunny on the bank window have a carrot wiener? What have you done in your household that your children are going out of their way and spotting all of these things? That's strange. And you know what? Kids do that sometimes. Kids can go through a phase where everything we try to keep private and not talk about a lot is hilarious to them. And they want to say it to like make you angry because it's funny to them how uncomfortable their parents get. Okay, sure, whatever. But like, you do this all the time. Like, I should not see this many posts. I shouldn't. Like, if that's something that's happening behind the scenes, like what more is happening? Like, how often are you making these jokes? How often are you talking to your middle school age children about adult things? And now this is a video that I can play for you guys, so I'm going to play it for you in just a second. And it just really drives home, to me at least, maybe to you guys, you completely disagree with me. Okay, that's fine. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments though, as always, because this to me is absolutely insane. And this video to me solidifies that like there is something wrong with this woman where like, why is she just constantly thinking of adult activities, no matter what she's looking at, who she's with, or where she's at? Like, to me, this is really like, it's just really scary to me. I'm very uncomfortable, very concerned for these children and their safety, if for no other reason, online safety because of what their mother is doing. And I'm telling you guys, it gets worse.
All right, we're back at the grocery store again, and I got questions. Old-fashioned. Hards. You don't say. I guess if you're having trouble in that area, you can pick those out, and maybe that's like the secret ingredient to hardness.
It's freaking pretzels, dude. It's freaking pretzels. Also, the word hard is on like so many things that you walk past. Like, I do not and also hard applies to way more things than just adult activities. Like, why is that the only, like, the laser focus of your brain? The laser focus is just look for phallic things. Anything that reminds me of him, right? By the way, she doesn't have a him. And that's the other concerning level to all of this, is that she has made posts where she's like, essentially like desperate for a man. Like, listen to this post that she made, which reading this is going to make things all the more unsettling the more that you get into this video when I start reading other comments that have been made under her more viral and more recent videos of her children. But she made this post that says, and then the male liked all of the female's posts. And this way, he shows his interest in mating. So this is not the only like thirsty post that she has made. To me, it very much feels like she is completely open to finding like her husband or her love through TikTok, when the majority of her TikToks are centered around her daughters and in the context of some sort of innuendo or adult joke or something like that. Like, she has multiple videos, again, I'm not going to play them, of like her child in the store, like holding up milk jugs and pretending like it's her chest and shaking them. Like, who do you think that this is for? Like, guys, I am not kidding. Like, she really is a weirdo, because she also made this post. This is just a screenshot because the video it's pointless. I don't understand why even there's a video, but she found this like weird thing on the sidewalk. Okay, it looks like maybe like a seed or like, you know, a pit of a fruit or something. It definitely looks like some sort of like obviously organic matter, okay? A walnut shell, I don't know, maybe a weird rock, but it has hair on it, I don't know. And she made this post because she's like, I was walking and I saw this and it instantly reminded me of this. Do you guys want to take a guess what she shows, what image she shows next to it to drive home her point of, haha, I was walking and I saw this and it reminded me of this? Yeah, yes. I don't know if I'm just like prude. How does looking at a pretzel, how does looking at like a pit of a fruit or like a seed or a nut or something put you there? Like, really honestly, women like this are dangerous mothers because they put the attention and the validation of men before their children's safety. Ask me how I know. Because my mother is a shining example. And even after my stepdad admitted to my mother's face, with me there as a witness, what he did, she dismissed me from the room and we continued life as usual. When I finally actually told and I got put in foster care, to this day, I am a liar and she will stand next to her innocent husband forever and ever and ever. I can't help but feel like, could that happen here? Because you're sitting here on TikTok putting your children in these weird situations, okay? Very inappropriate situations, and posting them all at the same time that you're posting, talking about like, I'm so lonely. If only a man would like my TikToks, and only if a man would give me attention, when, you know, all of my TikToks are really my children doing weird things that I've instructed them to do. This is really scary, because now let's get into more of these videos that are going viral, and specifically the comments being made. Oh, I forgot to show this screenshot also as like supporting evidence for how this is not just like the big thing that we're talking about is the passing gas, okay? But she's made attempts to try to go viral with her kids in these weird situations for a long time, because here's a screenshot where they were in Spirit Halloween and the mom, you can hear her on the camera, instructed her little child daughter to put this hat on and like walk around with it. And then they found like slippers of the same phallic thing, right? Okay, let's just move on. Let's just move on to the more recent things that I was tagged in, okay? And the reason that I made a National Center for Missing and Exploited Children cyber tip line report, because to me, this is dangerous and this is very scary. So buckle up. This is going to be very, very uncomfortable. Here's a screenshot of one of these farting videos, and you can't see very clearly because I'm cropping it a lot, but they're in a doctor's office, and the mom has the child lift up like the lid to the trash can thing, whatever, I don't know which trash can, they have like a million in there, and has her daughter fart in the trash can. And it's just so hilarious that she says in the caption, might just start a series of weird places she farts at this point. Ha 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 ha. Okay, the video has 5,768 likes. It has 119 comments, 2,023 saves with 248 shares. Okay, right. Let me take you through a couple more videos and we're gonna look at the comments. In this video, they're at Walmart, and once again, the mom is recording her child farting, except this time the child picks up a glass jar and farts in the glass jar and puts it back. Once again, so funny. Ha ha ha. She's seeing the same comments I'm about to be reading to you guys. She knows exactly what she's doing. But once again, this video has 251 likes, 50 comments, 66 saves, and 19 shares. You know who is saving and sharing this. Who would share these videos? Who is sharing these videos? Who is saving these videos? Like, what person has ever actually like downloaded a fart video because they think it's funny, unless you were like a child at the time? Like, these people are downloading, sharing, and saving these videos for nefarious reasons. And you know that because you're a grown adult who, as a grown adult, understands that other grown adults aren't saving these to show their friends and laugh at later and then delete them. You know exactly what you are doing. Y'all asked for it. Y'all asked for it. She's accepting requests. She is doing what people are requesting that she do. And the context of this video is they're at a gas station. And essentially it's like, I gotta put gas in the car, blah, blah, blah. The camera pans over to the daughter who has her rear end up next to the gas tank and passes gas. Like, once again, like, you as the adult know that these people aren't asking this because they think it's funny, but your child thinks that. Your child thinks that it's all just funny, ha 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 ha. People are so weird. They like farting. They think I'm farting is funny. Blah blah blah. Or it's like, oh, I'm a girl and I'm normalizing farting. No, your mom knows exactly who is watching this. Your mom knows exactly who is requesting this content, and what a despicable, disgusting mom to willfully fulfill the requests of people who want nothing but harm done to her children. Now let's go through some of these comments. I'm not going to tell you like what video each of these comments is associated with, because it's all the same video, dude. It's like all the same video. It's the same content, or the same idea, the same concept. That's the word that I'm looking for. So all of the comments are pretty much the same across the board. You'll probably be able to figure out which video is what though, based off of how some of the comments are worded. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't really think that that's very important in the context of a YouTube video. In my report, trust and believe. I was very, very thorough. And once again, we'll be going over that in a second. However, here's some of the comments. This person says, part 3 with son. Haha, we need sound for this one. Liked by the mom. Haha, shame we couldn't hear the fart over the music. Liked by the mom. This person says, I'm going to like it when I open it. And as you can probably imagine, this is in regards to the Walmart one where she passed gas in a jar. Her mom knows that. Her mom knows that completely. Her mom knows that there are people who are into this exact very thing, which is why she's feeding into it, because it's getting views. Someone else says, bring on more, with like the wind thing. And the mom is liking these comments. Once again, she knows what these people are looking for, and she's finally getting the attention she wants. And hey, maybe this will land her a husband. Here's where we start getting into some more, I don't even know more, but like even more, that's what I'll say, even more disturbing comments that she is not only liking, but also engaging with. This person says, did she farts real, with a smiley face? Mom says she sure did, with like that side eye kind of like. To me, the way I interpret that emoji is like, I just said that and I'm scared, like I'm trying to see if like you agree with me or not. And then we'll move on from there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I don't know. That's how I read that emoji. So like, to me, it's like, she's like, yeah, she sure did. And like, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you think of that? You know what I mean? Disgusting, deplorable. You do not care about the safety of your children. You do not. You don't love your kids if you do this to them. I really just don't understand. My kids are sleeping right now, so I have to be quiet. That's why I'm probably not seeming as energetic. Anyway, moving on. Someone else says, so if she can't, y'all just wait for the right moment when a fart comes to hit record, or just playing with pre-recorded audio. I've seen a couple girls that can suck air in and fart at will. Thought she could too. Can she fart on command? If she can, she could save a lot on gas for the car. And the mom says, if only. You know, when he says, I've seen a couple girls that can do that, I believe him when he says girls. I absolutely believe him when he says girls. And the mom responds, if only. Once again, like this kid, if one of these kids read that comment, they'd probably be like really confused. Like, what? Who can do that? Oh my gosh, what? As adults, we know. That mom knows. If only, ha 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 ha. You're talking about your middle school aged little girls. And this is some stranger grown man asking these very hyper specific questions about your child's anatomy because he wants to see if he can get you to get her to do something for him. Literally jail forever. Jail forever. I don't care. And I have said that I want worse for them before here on this channel, but you know, I'm not going to get into all that right now because it's a very touchy subject for a lot of people. And it is a very nuanced topic. Unfortunately, I feel like people get so caught up in them being completely right about a situation that we should never even have to be put in the position of trying to decide how we deal with versus hearing all of the nuance and being able to have like a healthy discussion. So I don't often go into detail about the fact that I would really like for these people to have the option between staying in prison for the rest of their life or replacing the animals that are used in testing facilities. Because in my opinion, in my eyes, hey, not only are you giving them the choice, but number two, that benefits all of society in my eyes, okay? Free the animals, also more accurate testing because like we're not testing on an animal and trying to see, okay, well, what's the human equivalent? Bang. Okay, but I know that that's a really touchy subject and it's very nuanced. Like I could definitely like have like a 4-hour discussion with somebody about that or like sit down and like make a YouTube video going through me arguing with myself about the morality and ethics of that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, just know that I don't think that you're wrong, whatever you think about that situation. But people like this, what are you benefiting society? You're literally hurting your own kids. What are you going to do to a stranger? Not like you should just treat everybody like this is so vile. And believe me, it gets worse. It gets worse. So let's move on. This person says, fart in a vase. That would be funny. She likes it. Okay. Are y'all gonna do more? Mom likes the comment. Gathering ideas. Okay. How long is this series for? She likes it. We haven't decided, LOL. Okay. By the way, I messaged you. And she liked that comment. So this person is asking, how long is this series for? Are you going to do more? And then she's saying yes, yes, giving him the information he needs. And then he says, by the way, I messaged you. Okay. She liked that comment. I genuinely, I can't be the only one. I'm terrified. My brain is going to the worst of the worst places. And I think for valid reason. I really do. I think for valid reason. This is genuinely so scary. You are considering, we can only assume, like considering messaging this random man in regards to your daughter passing gas. I also can, like, I feel like I can assume that you did message. Like, I don't know, but you're at least publicly entertaining the idea in the context of your child. Like, I am so genuinely disgusted, and it's so disheartening because it's like, there's nothing I can do right now in the moment, right? Like, it's quite literally all we can do is see it, report it to the social media platforms, and report it to higher authorities, and just hope. Hope that something is done when we know that it very rarely ever is, and it feels like such a helpless and hopeless situation. But I want to tell you now, please don't give up hope, because the more of us who keep pushing on these things, the more reports we all make together, hopefully the bigger change that we will see. This person says, can you do more today? It's 3:31 p.m. right now. She says back, it's 10 a.m. here. We got school and full-time jobs. He says maybe later. Somebody else says, when are you going to post again? She says, soon. Somebody else says, you must be a proud mom of her. Like, you know who you're talking to, and it's very concerning that you seem to have no issues. Like, you seem right at home, very comfortable. I don't understand. My kids are everything to me. Everything to me, dude. And if anything happened to them, I would not take matters into my own hands because they need me. At the end of the day, they need me. But I would fight. I would fight and slash through every last bit of red tape to get my child as much justice as they deserved. I would never, I do not understand parents who just do not care. Another person says, that fart was funny. Do another one like this one. She says, yeah, like for sure. You got it, and liked the comments. This one, and she liked this comment, absolutely pooped herself. No doubt about it. That one was too watery. And she liked that comment. You know exactly who that is. You know. And apparently you don't care. It doesn't bother you. What does it say about you? Genuinely, what does that say about you? And this is probably the most shocking one. And it actually is the exact comment that made me feel valid and making a report as serious as like a NCMEC report. This is the comment that made me be like, no, like I'm not overreacting. I am not wasting NCMEC's time by making a report where they're just going to go through it and be like, yeah, it's bad, but like, you know, like what can we really do? Not saying that that's what they do, but like, yeah, I have not a lot of faith in the justice system. You guys know that. I think you guys can understand what I'm saying. She liked this comment. This comment that says, cheese pizza for free. This mother liked a comment on a video about her daughter doing things that grown men are requesting and said cheese pizza for free. And she liked that comment. She knows exactly what she is doing. She has publicly entertained the idea of messaging with these people. And she liked the comment that admits that this is considered CSAM/CSEM. In the video that I was tagged in, I left a response to the person that tagged me in it, basically saying, like, I see this. It's going on the itinerary to talk about. And through that, somebody commented under my comment and said, check your message request. So I did. And this person so bravely messaged this mom, essentially being like, dude, like, maybe you don't know. I'm going to give you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you should stop doing this. And this is what this mother said. She says, "Hey, Queen, I just want you to know that as funny as the fart video with your daughter is, farting is a fetish. And I just want to warn you that guys are most likely jacking it to that video of your daughter." Mom says, "Literally anything can be a fetish. I appreciate you looking out." She says back, "Okay. If I did not know that, and somebody told me that of my child, I would be mortified. I would be terrified. I would literally never, like honestly, never sleep again. Honestly. I would be just petrified about who has that content. I would feel so guilty and embarrassed that I so stupidly gave into it and was handing them exactly what they wanted. But no, this is not a protective mother. I don't even know what to call somebody like this. I don't even feel right calling her their mother because no mother would do this to their child. None. And the messages get worse. She messages her again saying, "Don't you think you should maybe take the videos down then?" And the mom says back, "I truly do appreciate you looking out for her, but I'm not teaching my daughter to fear men or act differently because of men, or dress a certain way because a man might look at them this way or that way. It's just us being silly and goofy in a world that is heavy AF, and it's also normalizing that girls fart. We have bodily functions just like boys do. It's empowering." This person responds, "Why not post yourself doing it then? All you're doing is giving creeps with a fart fetish something to add to their spank bank at the expense of your daughter." I'm sorry, listen, this is not a situation where it's like how a lot of us grew up where it's like, "Hey, so-and-so's coming over to the house. You need to change into something more appropriate." That's not what we're talking about here. Not to mention, we all know that girls fart. You don't need to show your little girl farting to like convince the world that it's okay that girls fart. Nobody cares. This is such a non-issue. Literally, I have never in my life heard of any child, specifically a girl child, ever growing up, specifically having insecurities and embarrassment trauma around the fact that they farted and nobody understood. And I've been made fun of my whole life for farting because nobody understands that girls fart. That's not an issue that's happening. That is a non-issue. You're just saying that to make yourself feel better because you know. And or not even to make yourself feel better, just try to give like a half valid excuse as to why it's okay to post this. You know exactly who you're posting for. You're acknowledging it completely and not caring. The mom responds back, "Men can put anything in their spank bank. Some of them sexualize animals, for crying out loud. So we just stop living?" This person says back, "Don't be ridiculous. If I knew something that I as a mother was posting of my child was something men were enjoying and I had control over posting it or not, I'd stop posting it." Yes, exactly. Exactly. This is not a mother. This is a very, very dangerous individual who is using her children for, at best, clicks and views for some social media clout at the expense of, like their daughters being posted online and having people saving and downloading her image. And also with AI, they can do anything with that video and make it exactly how they want, but she wouldn't care, right? Because they're going to do it anyway. Hey, I know that there's a water park down my house that costs $5 for entrance and it's completely safe, completely vetted. There's no bad people there at all. And then there's a water park on the other 5 minutes across, from my house and it's completely free, but it is in an SO offender neighborhood and that's why it's free. So you never know who's actually there. But you know what? I'm going to take my child to this one because it's free and it'll actually in a way kind of make me money, right? Because I'm not paying for it. Who cares? I'm taking my child there because you know what? They're going to be everywhere anyway. Who cares? I don't get that at all. You are just making stuff up to make yourself feel better about your horrible, horrible decisions as a mom. If I was taking my kid to a park and I knew for sure that there was even one weirdo there, I don't care if they've been charged or not, I'm not taking my kid to that park. I don't care if every other park is closed and burned down and that is the only park left in the whole world. My kid's not going there. I don't care that there might be another one that I'm not aware of. If I am aware of it, I'm stopping it. I'm so sick and tired of that excuse that parents use. Like, oh, well, they're everywhere anyway, and you never know where they are, so I'm not just going to stop living my life. You can stop sharing it. Duh, it's unreasonable to say, oh, I'm never taking my kid anywhere outside of our home because you never know who's looking. Like, you don't know if that old man is looking because he thinks they're cute or not. Yeah, well, that's unreasonable. That is unreasonable. You cannot prohibit your child from having a fulfilling childhood because you are scared of who it is that might just be looking at them. That is something that we can't control, right? And as a parent, oh, I hate not knowing, right? I hate not knowing. But that's something that we can't control. What we can control is posting our kid online. That is not inhibiting your life in any way, shape, or form. Take all of your videos. If you truly have a normal, healthy family and you genuinely just think farting in jars at Walmart and into your car's gas tank is funny, freaking fine, dude. Take your videos, put them on a flash drive, okay? Put them on a flash drive. But nope. We want to essentially sell this content to men, right? Because you're making money off of posting these TikToks at the expense of your child, and you know who's watching, you know who's requesting. And what scares me even more is that dang request to look at her messages and send her a message. So like I said, after seeing all of this, I just feel very concerned, very helpless, especially with the whole messages thing. Goodness, that scares me so badly. I felt like I was valid and in the right to go ahead and make a report to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I will have the link to this exact part of the website that you need to go on to actually make these reports in my description, because it is kind of hard to find. Like, that's one criticism I will give you, NECMEC, is you do make it hard to find the actual reporting part on the website. It is difficult to find, but I'm going to put it in the description for you guys, so you guys can always come back to this video as a reference if you see something online and be like, oh wait, what was that website that I'm supposed to report this stuff to? It will be in the description. And I want to briefly run you guys through how you are going to make these reports, because it is time consuming. I want people to be prepared for what they're getting into when they actually make legitimate reports. It is not like on TikTok where, you press and hold the video, you click report, you scroll through the options, you click the option, and the rest is in TikTok's hands, whether they remove that content or not. When it goes through something like NECMEC, right? I'm specifically talking about NECMEC. You have to have like every detail. Okay, like every single step of the way down, and it is time consuming. It is not just going to take you 2 seconds. For me today, it took me about 20 minutes to make this report because they have sections in there for links to videos, like for evidence. You have to fill out, like, do you know this person? Do you not? Like, what is your opinion on like the level of danger that they may be in? What exactly, in your opinion, do you feel like this falls under? Blah, 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 blah. And then once you get to the next part, you have to put in like your evidence, right? So they don't accept video or picture evidence. They accept links. And if I wanted to add like the comments, the dialogue, guys, I had to literally sit there and transcribe it. I had to transcribe it and clarify that this is comments under this video, blah, 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 so that they know where to go, what to look for, yada, 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 as well as a couple other things. This took me a long time, but so well worth it, because especially with the whole message thing hanging in the air, that just scares me so much. And I really hope that this is something that NECMEC can look into and make sure that, at the bare minimum, so freaking disgusting, guys, but at the bare minimum, maybe NECMEC can make sure that these videos and pictures aren't floating around on the internet in places that are very common for images and videos like this to end up. We'll see, right? We'll see. I can hold out hope, because I feel really bad for these kids, especially because of the fact that to them, this is just fun. They're hanging out with mom. They're making silly, funny videos. They're getting to be like very crude girls. Like, I was a very crude little girl too. I liked that. I liked just shocking people, shock value, right? Like, they just think that they're having fun though. Even if they see the comments, they are filtering everything and understanding everything through you as the mom. So whenever you're not taking it serious and you just think it's funny, then they're going to start thinking that that behavior and attention from grown men as a little girl is okay and funny too. I don't understand parents like this who do not care about their kids' safety. I don't get what goes through their mind. I don't want to know. I don't want to know how they look at their children, whether they view them as objects or humans. I don't know. And I don't ever want to understand. I lived with one like this, and I tried years to understand her and to get her to see my value that I had. But it was always and will always be a man's attention above me, even if that's at the expense of my childhood. This is absolutely deplorable. I hope that you guys were able to learn a thing or two about being able to make reports. If I find any more information out, or like NCMEC gets in contact with me and tells me anything or asks me any more questions, I will definitely let you guys know and keep you updated on that. This is so scary to see, just blatantly in your face. Blatantly in your face. Cheese pizza for free, liked by mom. The same mom who is interacting with comments requesting private messages in regards to requests of videos of her child. Wow. I know that this was a really heavy video, guys, but I really do appreciate you guys sitting through this with me and watching. So like I said, if you see something, always say something, always say something, always say something, report it to the platform, and also you can make a report to NCMEC. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sitting through it with me. I hope that I was able to better explain the reporting process for those of you who really care and are willing to go out of your way to take the time to report very concerning things that we see online, because you never know, your report could be the one that makes the biggest difference. But that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That would really help me out, because YouTube, like I said, really hates my content, and I am constantly under like reviews and fighting for my content to be seen. So I would really appreciate that if you liked it. Okay, don't stick around here if you didn't like it. That's totally fine. And as always, of course, please let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. I am always extremely interested to hear your guys' perspective, because sometimes you guys even open up my eyes to things that I didn't see and I didn't think about, and I really appreciate it. I love this community. That's all I have for you guys. I'll see you on the next one.